Belal Muhammad versus Ian Garry is coming up at UFC Qatar, and the way people are talking about this fight, you would think it's a dead even matchup. Everyone keeps saying Gary's undefeated, he's too slick, too technical, too long, and a lot of people are actually picking him to outclass Belal, and I don't see that at all. In fact, I think this fight's going to be significantly more one-sided than people are realizing. So let's break this down. First, the obvious. Ian Garry's path to victory is clear. Keep the fight standing, use his range, use his kicks, pick Bilal off at a distance, and avoid every wrestling exchange. Garry is sharp, he's fast, he's technical, no question. He has great straight punches, excellent footwork, and he manages space beautifully. And when he's fighting at his range, he looks like one of the cleanest kickboxers at welterweight. But here's the reality that no one wants to say out loud. Garry has never fought someone who fights anything like Bilal. Belal Muhammad's entire game is built upon making clean, technical strikers look uncomfortable, tired, and flat-footed. He doesn't have to knock you out. He doesn't have to out-kickbox you. He just needs to drag you into his kind of fight. A fight that's ugly, smothering, pace-heavy, and completely destroys your rhythm. And just look at what he did to Leon Edwards. And that's why I'm leaning so heavily towards Belal. Let's talk about the grappling because that's the core of this fight. Bilal is just not a wrestler. Bilal is a chain wrestler, someone who mixes striking and level changes seamlessly. You stop the first shot, he's already grabbing your leg. You stop that, he switches to a single. You defend that, now you're on the defense facing a trip. You get out of that, he just shoots right again. He just doesn't go away. We've seen Gary stuff takedowns, we've seen him get up, but he's done that against guys who don't shoot as often as Bilal. They only shot once or maybe twice. He hasn't faced someone who wrestles for 15 straight minutes and forces you to work with every second. And this is a 3-round fight, not 5, 3, which means Bilal can wrestle hard from the start to the end without ever worrying about pacing himself. And another big misconception around this fight is the physicality. People act like Gary is going to be the bigger, stronger guy there. Yeah, he's longer. Yeah, he's rangy, but Bilal is a tank. He's one of the strongest clinch wrestlers in the division. He's bullied guys in ways like you can't even imagine. He's bullied guys more physical than Gary, and he's never been out-muscled in any meaningful grappling sequence against an elite opponent. Gary's frame is great for striking, but it's actually a weakness in heavy clinch fights. Long legs, tall hips, high stance. That's exactly the kind of build Bilal thrives against. He can duck under shots, entries all time. He can wrap up the body and put Gary on the fence where he can't use his length at all. So the real question is, can Ian Garry stop Bilal's wrestling for all 3 rounds? And I don't think he can. I don't think he can even stop it consistently for one full round. And that's why the whole Gary wins the striking argument just doesn't matter. Because he only wins striking exchanges if the fight stays at a striking range. And Bilal is not going to hang out in the center of the octagon trading jabs with a longer, faster kickboxer. He's going to pressure, smother, grab, drag, and make Gary fight at a pace and a range he's never dealt with before. And let's talk about the cardio narrative. And some people would think that Gary will take over late, and I don't see that being realistic. Bilal has one of the best gas tanks in the UFC. Bilal looks great when his fight is at a range, but not under cardio duress. That's clean technical pace. When Bilal forces you to defend takedowns or pummel underhooks, fight hands, and work against you on the cage, that kind of cardio really drags rangy strikers. And Gary has never fought at a high level wrestler once again for 15 minutes. So now let's cover the striking really quickly because yes, Gary is the cleaner, more technical striker. And a huge part of why Gary looks so sharp on the feet is because his opponents respect his range and give him space. Bilal is going to give him none of that. Bilal's striking is not pretty, but it's functional enough. He uses it to close distance. He gives it to you in different looks, and he uses it to make you guess between a jab and a takedown. And Gary cannot counter confidently if he's consistently worried about level changes. And here's the thing that nobody mentions. Gary does not have one-shot power. He's accurate, he's clean, but he's not knocking out top wrestlers with one punch. Bilal can walk through a few straight shots to get in the clinch, and he will. So I see this fight going that Gary might win a round just based off of striking, but as the fight progresses into the later rounds, I think Belal Muhammad will take over and win a dominant decision. So my final prediction is Belal Muhammad wins a dominant decision, maybe even 30-27 or a 29-20.